Welcome back. This is the fourth of 4 video demonstrations of PPM Litecycle. You should have watched the prior videos before looking at this video, which covers workflow. Workflow is customizable in PPM Litecycle to your business processes. What you will see in this video is a workflow from project initiation to the beginning point of release management. The steps and work items are designed to track the process from a governance standpoint, with Cobit and ITIL-like control points. You should recall that from the PPM dashboard page, we can view all projects, features, releases, and workflow steps that are in the system. The workflow steps that are open and active can be seen, as well as all steps, including those that have been closed and completed. This is extremely useful for tracking the status of a project, as well as showing a governance trail for audit purposes. Before we actually initiate a project, the workflow desktop or portal needs to be introduced. The desktop is started as a separate web application, but as you will see, it is fully integrated with the PPM Litecycle core. The desktop is an adaptation of the StarPound open source call center application, which is designed to handle the needs of a call center agent. It handles phone calls as well as work items simultaneously. The upper portion of the page is essentially a web page portal for viewing PPM Litecycle application pages. The lower portion of the page is the work item workbench. The menu bar provides for accepting and transferring a work item, for setting the agent availability, for selecting which type of work item task to work with, and to select which queue to work with. Queues can be set up for individuals, roles, teams, skills, and other hierarchical relationships. Each row contains a work item with column data such as work item ID, start times, queue, the application the work item came from, and a customizable reference field which is particular to an organization's needs. On the right side are a status field and an assigned to field. A work item can be assigned to any level in the organizational hierarchy. When the status is accepted, the accepting entity is shown. From the PM dashboard page, we initiate a new project. We show the project creation quickly because it's shown in prior videos. The project is created with minimum information and then saved. I assign myself to the project team in Project Open and then click Done. At this point, the pop-up indicates that the project has been created and workflow has been started. We can actually close the core PPM Litecycle application interface and work within the workflow desktop at this point. The new work item shows up for a new project. The various fields are populated. Note the reference field. This information was considered pertinent to the work item, but it is also the information that will show up in an email alert to the responsible person or group that has been assigned the task. We can see the status called Assigned, and the assignee is the team Everyone. The work item is accepted by the agent, with the name Admin in this case. The top half of the screen is populated with the first step, which is to select the sub-workflow which will be followed for this project. We select the Project Review Committee process. After submission, the prior work item is replaced with a new work item for the next step called PRC Print. The work item again is accepted and a new web page appears for printing the project details. Note at this point we are assigning and accepting all work items as admin, but in reality each work item is routed as needed to the appropriate team or individual for action along the workflow. After printing, the step for scheduling the PRC meeting is assigned. The approvals page pops up for doing this. The date is scheduled and saved. Assuming the PRC meeting was successful, the next step is to get the PRC approval. Note that when the page is attempted to be saved without PRC approval, the workflow stops and cannot continue until approval is made. Another feature to note is that a work item can be put on hold at any time by selecting the button on the web page. The work item will remain in the desktop queue until released, even if the application and desktop are closed. The next item is to submit the project requirements. A placeholder page is shown, but this is where a custom requirements form can be presented for completion. The next two steps, schedule and then get approval for the PRB or Project Requirements Board. This happens very similar to the PRC flow. The next work item in the flow is for assignment of the project manager. The next step is probably assigned to the identified project manager. It is to plan the project. Planning involves addition of the information on the plan, work, and cost page, as discussed in video 2. Completion of a section is identified by checking a box, which records the approver and date. Of course, the workflow can be kept on hold as the work gets completed. Now features must be added to the project. The feature is added, and assignment to the Project Open Feature team is made. As with a project, features must be planned, which is the next step. This includes adding the specification and developing the test, deploy, and risk plans. Adding feature tasks as well as features approvals as they are received. The last step in this project workflow is to commit features to the release management portion of PPM Litecycle. The release management process was covered in video number 3. This concludes the video demonstration of PPM Litecycle workflow. Custom workflows can be easily generated using the free StarPound Studio Visual BPM tool. Please sign up for a free full-featured trial at ppmlitecycle.com and contact us if we can provide further information. Thank you.